Hey everyone, I'm Spencer Fan 1937, and today I'm going to review Rusty. Rusty is a narrow gauge diesel who lives on the Skarlobe Railway on Sodor. He is generally a friendly diesel and doesn't fit any of the typical tropes that diesels are accompanied with. Like all the other narrow gauge engines, he has a relatively small build and small mold overall, but he makes up for his small stature in his charisma and his overall kindness. And that is expressed perfectly, in my opinion, on the TV show, on the TV series. Um, this particular model was released in the early 2000s, but the first model was probably released in the early 90s, or the mid to late 90s, more likely. So I got this one at the tail end of its run, and probably, I don't know, mid 2000s or something. Probably around the same time I got Stanley over there. But I actually have two Rusties. One of the Rusties just was Rusty by itself, so just the item. And one of the other Rusties, which maybe this one, I really don't know, came with the construction cars, and it was called just Rusty and the Construction Cars. One of the construction cars, I think it was called the Dropper or something. It basically just had cement in it, and it just dumped the cement. It was called a dumper, I'm pretty sure. So that one went missing, unfortunately, but I still have the cement mixer car, which is a remnant of the Rusty and construction car set. So kind of neat. Anyways, back to the character Rusty himself. Like I said, unlike other diesels, like I don't know, D261 back there, Rusty is a very friendly diesel, and he's willing to help out various types of engines, whether it's steam engines, narrow gauge, diesel, standard gauge, whatever. So I've always had a fondness for Rusty's character just because he managed to kind of break away from the negative, essentially stereotypes of diesels, and also just managed to be a cool character who would always help out and try and maintain control in the face of chaos. So, just a very kind of inspiring character, especially for children and such, especially in a series with a bunch of troublemakers like, D261 back there. Anyways, like I was saying, this particular model was released in the early 2000s, and it was active probably until, I don't know, the mid 2000s. So maybe a year or anywhere from a year to 5 years before Thomas Wood became a thing. Anyways, this particular model has an entirely orange livery. The only difference in color is the details on either side. As you can see, it says number 5 Rusty. There's 4 holes here, which I really don't know what that means, to be honest. And there's also a single door for cab details. On the top, you could actually see that it isn't just one or two giant slabs of wood. There's multiple different, and one of them isn't even entirely squarish. So this is like essentially kind of like a tube in a way, and it's I'm trying to think. It's a cylinder basically. So you have 2 magnets on the top. One of them is connected to, it's only the smoke box, but basically the thing his face is on. So the flat end on the front side. Anyways, so there's 2 magnets on top. One of them is connected to the cylinder. The other is connected to the front of the engine. So kind of neat, just because the design is very unique compared to other diesels and just engines in general. What's interesting is, as you can see here, the details are not repeated precisely on either side. So on Rusty's, I guess, right side is just the door, but on the left side is a window. So presumably, the driver and the engineer, or whatever, can only enter through his right side. So pretty neat, I think. The face I think, is pretty close and pretty accurate to the one in the TV series. You could also see here there's some red where his buffers would be, and that is not repeated on the back because it is completely flat here and it's just plain orange. It says his name on the bottom here, and it's probably dated in the early 2000s. It says like 2003 or something, so he was probably active around that time. Round magnets, obviously, typical wheels, typical bogey. Yeah, overall, just a really interesting item because I remember there was at one point a Rusty with a white roof, And I don't know if at some point he had a white roof or he always had a white roof, but to be honest, I think the black one is just more simple and it goes well with the rest of the item. But more power to you if you like the white roof Rusty. I think that's a pretty unique item, which adds on to the already uniqueness of Rusty himself. So, in regards to his incorporation into, your own stories, Rusty is a really great character, I think, because I don't know, he just has a lot of potential. He's a nice diesel, he's narrow gauge, pretty much the only narrow gauge diesel on the Skarloey Railway. So overall, just a lot of potential for him and a really just cool model to have. To be honest, I don't know what they did to him in Thomas Wood. Most of the items they haven't really improved for Thomas Wood and the newer Thomas Wood and Railway items, which I don't even know if they're still calling it that, but I don't even know if he has a model for that. So I don't know. But regardless, Rusty, in my opinion, is one of the funner, well, not really funner, but one of the nicer characters in regards to diesels, and definitely a really just cool character to have in your collection. I would definitely recommend getting this guy. He's pretty common if I remember. Like I said, I have 2 of them, so it can't be too rare. So yeah, he's probably just a few bucks on eBay or something like that. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this review, you could give it a like. If you didn't, well, I'm sorry. Please, if the comments are available, don't be afraid to give me a comment. And if you like the rest of my videos, you could check out my channel and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.